But first, protesters from the Heathrow climate camp broke ranks today to chain themselves to the gates and fences at 3 of the South East's busiest private airfields. Demonstrators tried to disrupt flights out of Farnborough, Biggin Hill and Northolt as part of their campaign against the air industry.
Now, they said they wanted to hit the repeat offenders with their private jets and their huge carbon footprints. Nick Thatcher was at Biggin Hill to see the flight fight.
They blocked the airport entrance and chained themselves to the gates. This was a protest against the so-called super-rich who use private air travel. But the police were there in force too, and using specialist cutting gear, the protesters were taken away one by one. There were similar demonstrations at Farnborough Airport in Hampshire and at London's Northolt. Most of those taking part are thought to have come from the Heathrow climate camp. So is today's action a taste of bigger protests to come?
I don't think we should be looking at the kind of actions we saw here, anything, blocking airports, as being indicative of what will happen this weekend. Categorically, the camp has said they will not be trespassing, they will not be trying to disrupt passengers. Although I expect that the kind of things we've seen here today in that the direct actions taking place may well be occurring, but we won't be seeing airports being shut down.
Biggin Hill may be a small airport, but it was prepared for the protesters. Contingency plans were in place and alternative arrangements were made for the arrival and departure of both passengers and aircrew. And no flights were disrupted or delayed. Biggin Hill insists business aviation contributes only a small percentage to the overall carbon footprint from air travel. And the man who runs the airport, which once played a key role in fighting the Nazi threat in the Second World War, shrugged off these latest attempts to shut it down.
Well, once in the 1940s there was some corporal that tried to close us down. He tried quite hard and he was unsuccessful, and we will find our resolve much the same.
In all, 10 people were arrested on suspicion of aggravated trespass, but the protesters insist their message is one we can no longer afford to ignore. Nick Thatcher, London Tonight, Biggin Hill.